Hello, my name's Katie and welcome to my shed. My shed that is hotter than the sun today and has been for the last week. So apologies for that. How are you all? I hope you're all keeping safe and cool, and if you like the sun, that you're outside enjoying it. I'm not a big fan. My ideal temperature is sort of maybe 25. I've just realised my face track's on. Let's turn that off. That's super annoying. Is that better? I do move a lot. I've realised I move an awful lot. So yeah, I think I like, mid-20s. That's good for me. And we're in the 30s again. It's Saturday and I've just recorded, well not just, a few hours ago, did a live stream, and in the live stream I was saying we have Louise was my business partner, and we were running art workshops, but we have stopped doing that, and consequently we are dividing out our supplies. So this morning I swatched out all of my coloured pencils and watercolour pencils that I've got from that, and then I wanted to do some separate videos for some of the other bits. Now I've never used some of these things, so today we are going to swatch out the Turner Artists Watercolour Japanesque. It's a 12 set. Where's my phone? I've even got my phone. Let's have a look how much they cost and what we're meant to expect with them, because I know nothing about them. Obviously quite old. I'm struggling to find them anywhere. Okay, well, the gouaches on Jackson's are 46, but then when I look on some other sites, they're either bargain or they're expensive. I can't tell you what. I don't even know how good they are. Okay, I'm really struggling to find any. I've found some on eBay that are not the same set, but they are a set of 12 and they're about £40, £25, £30. So the answer is I don't know. But if you're interested, it might be that they're not easy to buy in the UK, because the lady we bought them off of, she was American and also used to work in Japan. So whether she bought them over there, I don't know. So I don't know how much they cost, how easy they're obviously not that easy to get over here because I can't find any, but that doesn't mean they're impossible. It's going to be quite hard for me to judge whether I like these paints based on the cost, isn't it? So we will just have to try them and see what we think. I'm just taping out some paper. I'm using the paper I don't like, sensible, but I wanted to use a watercolour paper rather than a page. I normally swatch in my Jackson's little sketchbook, but the paper, it's not the best for watercolour. It's a bit more like it's just a bit cheaper. It's fine, but I thought I'd try it on the watercolour paper. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm using the Langton hot press watercolour paper by Dana Rowney. I bought this from TK Maxx and it was fairly cheap, but I can't remember how much. There's 12 pieces in here. I want to say it was like £5 or £6. Cheap enough that I wasn't too worried about it. So let's turn you around. We'll have a look at these. The plan is I'm going to do a few shorter videos this week because it's just too blinking hot to be in here for a long time. So we're going to do a few shorter videos swatching out the stuff from the workshops. Right, so this, I'm being so waffly. So this is what we're testing. This is the Turner Artist Watercolour Japanesque, set of 12, made in Japan. According to what's inside the lid, it says they are finest professional art of watercolours packed with pigment. So no fillers, pure pigments, high light fastness, 15mm tubes. And the colours we have got are charcoal, turmeric, wine red, cinnabar, clove, sprout, moss, evergreen, fresh water, deep indigo, pale wisteria and purple Cromwell. They're all transparency of sea, and the light fastness goes from a 1 star to a 3 star. The 1 star is the wine red. Doesn't say in there what pigments I used. Let's see if it says on here. It does, so we can talk about that as we go. Right, turn you around. Okay, let's have a look. I've written them out. I'm using, this one is actually a sable brush. Most of mine are synthetic, but this was another workshop one. So it's a Rembrandt size 8. Probably shouldn't be using it as a vegetarian. However, it was in the kit and it's already there, so I'm not going to throw it away just because of that. So we're going to start on this side and work my way over because I always end up smudging myself. Oh, they have split a bit. It's difficult to know how much of that is because they're quite old or because we are sitting on the surface of the sun today. Let's have a look. This to put any excess on. All right. I mean, that's okay. I wouldn't say I love it as a colour. But I don't think I love many purples, if I'm honest. It lays down fairly nice. The tubes just feel a little bit cheap, I would say. I think they're all going to have split a little bit. Yeah. So this one is the Cinnabar. Quite a nice colour. Yeah, I quite like that. Let's put a bit of water on it. I like this colour. It's kind of terracotta-y. Would have been nice for my one I did the other week of Spain for the roofs there. Okay, next is pale wisteria. I'm guessing this one will have split as well. It doesn't look like it has actually. Just a bit. This is quite a lovely colour. Very subtle. It's almost like a barely there kind of colour when you water it down. In contrast, we're going to do deep indigo next, which will probably, I mean the colour, actually let's have a little look. There's that one's kind of accurate, that one isn't. Let's see whether this is, because that doesn't look like a deep indigo to me. Doesn't feel very indigo. It's not quite dark enough, is it? Let's put a little bit more on. Yeah, I mean, that's not really, that doesn't have the darkness that I like from an indigo. It's more of a Prussian to me. But, okay, what we're going to do next, clove. The clove looks a bit like a buff titanium. I don't know if I've got, just wonder if I had a buff titanium that I could compare the colours on. I don't know that I do. No, I don't. I'll tell you where there is one. There's one in the workshop stuff. Let me find the workshop paints. Oh, underneath everything. These are ones we haven't sorted yet, but there is definitely a buff in here. There we are. So this is the buff titanium of Daniel Smith is PW6. Is that it? Yeah, only PW6. Let's have a little look. We'll compare them, shall we? This one's got quite a few mixes in it. They are nice and smooth. It's a nice colour. Quite pinky. I would say, despite the fact we are, you know, sitting on the sun, the shed is still quite dark. So apologies if the lighting isn't very clear for you, but I can't have the light on. It's just too much for my little brain. I don't think I like painting with sable. I'm just going to pop some of it over here, and we'll compare that and the Daniel Smith in a minute. Okay. Can you see? As you can see. So that one is the Turner. It's this very different colours. And look at that, it's so different. But then this one is just PW6, and this one's got PY42, PR101, PBK7 in it as well, so that's why they're so different. What's next? Where's the charcoal? I'm not sure if this is going to be like how black it'll be, or if it's going to have a bit of greyness to it. Need some more, so that's split. It's black, isn't it? It's not got a lot to it. quite excited to try this one. So this one's freshwater. PW6, PY42, PB15. This is a lovely colour. I like that a lot. Yeah, that was lovely. And then we'll do evergreen. Oh my goodness, this one's really split. It's quite a nice green, isn't it? Like that. I feel like this will be quite a useful green. Yeah, I like that one as well. I like the ones that are a bit more opaque. I mean, they're all meant to be the same opacity, but there definitely feels like there's a difference. Right, what's next? Sprout. Another nice little colour. That's lovely. These ones here are lovely. Not sure about those. Like that. Black is just boring, really. Right, what have we got left? Moss. This one looks quite fun. Yeah, like that. What have we got left? Turmeric and wine. Oh my goody aunt. Oh, that is lovely. I like that. Not very opaque, but it's a watercolour. Like that one a lot. Definitely got more of a mustardiness to it, which is great. And then the last one is wine red. This is the one that's not very light past. That's nice. Right, let's let these dry a second, then we'll just quickly do a little bit of mixing. I'm gonna just mix a couple of colours. So I'm going to mix the purple with the green. That's my first one. Sorry, it's a bit of a random combo, but just wanted to see if I can make, yeah, like a nice grey. That is quite nice, isn't it? I might see if I can make that indigo a little bit nicer. Just want to use the ones that, you know, that I didn't like that much really, and see. Mix that with some of the purple. Not sure I love it. Better, but I'm going to have to stop in a minute because I am about to expire, I think. Right, let's try this with this. Oh, I quite like that. That's quite fun. That's a nice colour. I'll just make one a bit stronger. Yeah, these are nice. I wonder what the buff with the purple would be like. Should we try that? Sorry, it might go a bit like the... Is it lavender? What colour is that called? That purple. This one. Or wisteria, maybe, but... Then I'll pop some in some pans as well. That is nice. That's the way to use them then, is to add a touch of that buff into it. So they're much nicer with that, aren't they? Now I can't stop. I probably should stop. Or someone's going to find me a little puddle at the end of the day. Have you got any tips for keeping cool? I mean, they're okay, it's fine, but I like those ones better. They're all quite nice with the buff, aren't they? One last one, and then we are stopping, I promise, because I need to stop. I need a little bit more charcoal to do. See if I can do a darker one. I like that. do like them. I'm going to do this because this isn't my paint yet. It might be. Louis and I yet to sort them out, but let's. Oh gosh, that's exploding everywhere. Let me just try that each of them with his buff and just see what the difference is. I mean, as a mixer, it doesn't make that much difference, does it? I love these three colours, but I like all of these with the buff titanium. They're lovely. Okay, let's turn you around. Oh, so sticky. It's disgusting. Sorry. But it is, it's gross. UK summer is horrible. Right. Let's look at these. I really like the colour set now. I wasn't sure when I first started using them, but as they've dried really nicely. I don't love the indigo. So I wouldn't use it as an indigo, but actually as a mixer to make some other really nice blues, it's great. Don't love the purple, but I haven't met a purple that I like, really. Not that kind of purple. I don't mind the lilacs and things, but no, I'm really pleased with them. Like them a lot. And then the mixing colours, ignore the top half of the page because that's just where I was cleaning my brush, but yeah, I like them mixed. And also, I don't know if you can see here, the way they've dried really nicely. That's one of the things I don't like about watercolours, is sometimes they dry a bit, but actually I feel like they've dried nicely, so very pleased. I will pop them in some pans and then put them into my palettes, but I'm not going to do that today because I need to get out of here. I wish I had a paddling pool, I don't, but I need to do something to cool off. So, right, you're a bit wonky. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these paints. I've just managed to get a water blob on there. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these paints. Have you used them before? And if so, how did you find them? And do you know how much they cost? Because I can't find them to tell me how much they cost. So from that point of view, I can't tell you. It's hard to recommend them, I would say, because until I know what the price point is, I don't know what I'm comparing them to. They are sort of more opaque than a lot of the other watercolours I use. Not quite as opaque as a Kuretake, but they're definitely a little bit more opaque than my other watercolours. Yeah, happy really. So if I can find a price somewhere online, I will let you know in the chat whether I would recommend them. But I think if you can pick them up at a decent price, then they're nice. I'm not sure when I'm going to use them. I think they probably make quite a nice autumn palette, but I don't know. but I'll add them to my growing collection of watercolours and we'll use them at some point. Okay, I hope you have a lovely week. Oh, sorry, forgot to say, if you enjoyed if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's really helping. My channel's growing quite nicely at the moment, like slowly and steady, but nicely. And so the thumbs up really help with that, as do the comments. I really love chatting with you, and so many of you have got hints and tips and teach me stuff all the time, because you might have guessed I basically don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning on the job. So do give me comments. Happy to take feedback, and yeah, have a great week. I hope it cools down soon. Have a lovely week. I will see you soon. Bye.